I'm Mike Bowers. We've come to the Bat and Ball Hotel in the shadow of the SCG where you can almost smell the liniment to talk to Jack the Insider, blogger for The Australian. Welcome, mate.
G'day, Mike. Good to be here.
There's really... the Shaky Isles lived up to its name and, it kind of put the shenanigans of Parliament well and truly in perspective this week, I thought. In quite emotional scenes in Parliament where they did pause for a little while and sort of gave condolence motions and quite emotional, both the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition in what they said, and then basically got straight back down to it.
Well, yeah, look, I watched Parliament that day. I was amazed. There were the condolence motions, as you say, from Gillard and Abbott. Then there was a brief pause and question time rolled on and they got stuck into one another.
And the shenanigans of Parliament continued all week. It was quite a fiery week in Parliament.
Tony Abbott on Thursday got into full Churchillian mode. He was going to fight on the beaches. He was going to fight every second, every minute, every hour. And he went on and went on. I said, we get it. We understand how time works, Tony. But yes, look, I think he made his point. He's going to fight this.
And Julia's dress has got its own hashtag now on Twitter. Her white jackets are known as #AWJ, which is another white jacket.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Didn't know that. Her jacket's tweeting.
Her own jacket's tweeting. Won't be long before there's a Julia's jacket on Twitter, I would imagine. And these two, I mean, Tony Abbott always looks very fit, but Julie Bishop is sort of, I don't know, she's down to a fighting weight.
Now, there's not a lot of, there doesn't seem to be a lot of empathy there going on either.
Well, in any of these, there seems to be
yes.
very intense sort of little exchange going on. And the polls came out, of course, and Julia's got a tail up, I think.
First good poll I've had for a while, and as the cartoon shows, they look like they're in a little bit of strife. Perhaps one or two might get wet, but Tony Abbott's in pretty safe.
It's a beautiful row, and he's called it pole-driven, and he's got them punting what looks like the River Cam, I think. And there's Tony Abbott standing on the till. Are you surprised that I know punting?
The only punting I know is at the TAB, right? But
well, I think they look like a bunch of silly punts, quite frankly.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
And the silliest punt of all, Mr. Morrison here, who must be a bit of a weight on them if he's managing to upstage Joe Hockey.
Yes, love Julia under the parasol there, having a lovely time, having a lovely punt.
Nicholson saw it as, I never comment on the polls, but in this case I'm going to have to make an exception as she's flicking the one index finger, I think, to Tony Abbott.
It certainly looks like that, doesn't it? Yeah, that's a bit rude.
Anna Bligh appears in a spread in the Australian Women's Weekly, which since Helen took over, Ellen McCabe, has become got a sort of a hard news angle to it. I quite like it.
Oh, OK. Well, yes, I don't often rip it off the shelves and have a flick through, but yes, I believe there's been some criticism.
Some criticism that she sort of came and did this photo shoot a couple of days after Cyclone Yasi, but I would have thought if you'd worked, 72 hours straight during the cyclone, you could come down and have your photo taken for a couple of hours without being criticised.
What's actually amazing is that she was photographed awake.
Yeah.
I mean, she had quite a few sleepless nights, and and she looked pretty good in that, but
Well, she's certainly riding high at the moment. She was on Q&A and, basically I think Captain Bligh can walk on water.
Yes, she's turned it around in an amazing fashion.
It was always a great pleasure talking to you. I think you're about 6 foot, and after this, probably 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7, yeah, I'm happy with that. Thanks, Mike. Good on you.
Back to you, Barry.